Yes.
Okay.
It does look like we're live. I see it on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page.
Nice.
So I'm going to double check on my end while you're typing me some of that stuff I asked for. That's okay.
Sure thing. Oh, where's my mouse? Oh. Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for being patient. We'll get started here momentarily. As you're starting to hop onto the broadcast, do me the huge favor of commenting on the video. You can even engage with us so I can see your name pop up and give you some shout out and love since you are spending the afternoon with us.
Yes. This is awesome. Never do this, so it's good.
It'll be fun. All right. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much for hopping on to our live broadcast. Our broadcast is to feature a small business during National Small Business Week. Now, if you are just now hopping on here, you haven't been onto our broadcast before, I encourage you to go back and review any of our videos. They'll be found here on the video section of our Facebook page. They're also found on our YouTube channel, Westminster Chamber of Commerce. And if you didn't know, we're on everything social. So we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram and Twitter at Westy Chamber. We're also on LinkedIn, Westminster Chamber of Commerce. So important that you engage with us on all of those platforms because we're constantly sharing different things throughout those different channels, if that makes sense. Now, I am Juliet Abdel, your Chamber President and CEO, and I want to invite you to hit the share button at the bottom of this video so others in your network can see that we're live, can really jump on here and engage with us. Of course, if it's your first time, that's okay. You can hit the like button on our Facebook page. Make sure that you are also signed up for those notifications and alerts that you're following the page. Now, I think that's most of the housekeeping. Today, I want to highlight one of our small businesses that's participating in Small Business Week. And I shared with you guys yesterday, and if you haven't watched that video yet, I actually touched on the 3 ways that we are supporting our businesses during National Small Business Week. So we've taken this big umbrella of a celebration and really localized it into Westminster and the Westminster Small Business Week celebration, which runs from the 13th till the 20th of this month. So a full week long that we're supporting our small businesses. I encourage you to go back, find that video and hop onto it and really see how we're providing outreach, marketing and advertising and educating our area businesses. Now, if you are new, then I'm quickly catching you up by sharing with you that I engage with anyone that hops onto this broadcast with us. And the main way that I do that is by seeing your name pop up either through a reaction to the video, as Denise has already done, or through some of the comments in the comment section. So I already see our Mayor Pro Tem, Dave DeMont, is on here. Good afternoon, Dave. Thank you for hopping onto the broadcast with us. I also see another one of our partners that is also a local small business, and that's Parker Brown giving us a nice good afternoon remark. I know I switched this up on you guys. I had promised an 11 a.m. time, and then we had a legislative tour, so it was difficult for me to figure out how to be in 2 places at once. And then, of course, Denise, thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast and even being a part of this business that we're featuring today. So now that you guys have seen some of these names flash forward, you can know that any comments, questions, pleasantries, any of those types of remarks, we absolutely love. We can engage with you if you type it into the chat section, and we'll pull it along the way. But today, we're really featuring World's Juice Bar. You may remember them from a past broadcast that I had on here. They were a joint broadcast, so we had them for a really small period of time. I wanted to invite them back so you can get to know them fully and really understand what they're doing for Small Business Week. Now, we have a number of broadcasts that are scheduled all throughout the week, and we are posting promo content, and we encourage you to continue to see that, share that, like that, and do business with those partners. Of course, I have with me today David Sweet. David, thank you for hopping onto the broadcast with me. I'm really excited to have you on here.
It's indeed an honor. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So you are with World Juice Bar, and I want to, before I even delve into World Juice Bar, what's your background before you got started in this venture with you and your wife?
I have a multifaceted background, honestly, because I started out in engineering, and then I ended up in music somehow. I think because it's in my family, so it's just I interweave those kind of things into my life. But my wife got me into this juicing thing, and because I had some technical knowledge, I was able to basically set up all the what you call peripherals for the entire store, all our internet and all that kind of stuff. Set that up to make it a more interesting layout, because I see that nowadays most stores have interactive displays and stuff like that, and we wanted to make sure we were with the times. So, and I like gadgets, so
Yes.
it was natural for me to get into that part of it, and just use our experience in this business, which has been around for almost 20 years. We've been doing it for about 20, but we just made our 5-year anniversary here a couple of days ago. So we just announced that we signed the contract 5 years ago to start the business.
That's awesome.
In Westminster, yes.
Well, congratulations on 5 years here in Westminster. For those of you that are hopping on, whether it's now or later, give us that congratulations for the 5-year milestone that they've hit. 20 years in business is huge. That's a huge significance. And then, of course, 5 years here in our community, we absolutely love. So, David, I shared this with you and Denise before, and I've said, you guys are really a great complement for one another, because you provide that tech and the technical side that you were just sharing, and then she provides this business lens and this, I'm going to reach for the sky, and that's where I'm headed. And I love that combination. So let's talk a little bit about recently you were able to use your creative piece, this creative tech side that you were talking about, this automation. You used it in World Juice Bar. And in fact, you used it so well that as I'm walking across the street, people are stopping me to talk to me about this amazing video that you've done. So let's tell people that are on here with us how you used the skill set that you had. And then I'll share kind of here's where the video is so that they can find it.
Well, I guess you just pulled things out of the old, out of your back pocket, stuff you learned. I did receive a degree in broadcasting back in I'm not going to announce when I graduated from college. But when I did, that's what I started out in. I got into broadcasting, but it kind of just fell back. I kind of went into other tech areas and decided to and just keep that as my creative side. And when the opportunity came to shoot a video, I was game. I was just ready to because technology finally caught up with my ideas, so it was great.
Yeah, and it's awesome. So this is a video that World Juice Bar has created. You actually created a commercial. It wasn't just a video. It was a video that became this big commercial splurge that you pushed out, and it's on everything. I mean, I've heard that it's on primetime, it's over on Comcast, but it's also online on your YouTube page as well. So on the YouTube page, which people can find you as World Juice Bar at H Mart on YouTube, and they can find this video, but it's so great because you capture kind of the process of going into your business and who's there, what are those familiar faces, and how are they ordering, and it's so smoothly done that like I said, I've been getting feedback about it. And people have been asking, I didn't know that it would be going so viral, which is awesome. I love that it has, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Should have dressed it up a little bit more. So if you are interested in this video, which I highly recommend that you find, don't do it right now because I still want you guys engaged on this broadcast. But the actual link is included in the comment section for you to go in and find and really see this video that we're talking about. When you do watch it, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm pretty sure I saw this on TV. If not, I'm pretty sure you're gonna see it on TV because it's still running. So let's get into your business a little bit more past this awesome new video that you've done. I see a nice congrats on a 5-year celebration from Mayor Pro Tem DeMott sharing. Thanks for making Westminster your business home. And we are so excited to have you here. So let's talk a little bit about Small Business Week. It's now until the 20th. And I want others to know kind of what are you guys doing to encourage foot traffic, to encourage some new business or some people that may be customers but are not coming out to you in the last week or so?
We are definitely going to offer 15% for, for this week and make sure that people know about all of our products. And I have a promotion for a certain product, Tiger Tea. It's like a brown sugar boba, and it's delicious. I mean, we've been known for the Thai tea, but this Tiger Tea is it's excellent. I mean, I have to hold back, because I can't partake in so much sugar, but it's really good. It's a great treat. I think people will like it, and it's just a little different than what we've already been serving. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, and you've touched on a couple of things. So this Thai boba and the Tiger sugar tea boba. Which hopefully I wrote that right. And if it wasn't Tiger, I branded it as that.
Yeah, I guess you'd call it Tiger milk.
Okay. And those are special items. They're not like all the time on your menu, or are they just here for a limited time?
We're experimenting with it. We want to see how much it catches on. If it's as popular as the Thai tea, we definitely want to just keep it on the menu. So we've been hearing about it for a couple of years, and we decided to actually put it on the menu, and it's people are. It's actually very well received. So.
Oh my gosh. So I'm going to equate this to something, and I'm just, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to equate it to like your pumpkin spice time. Like, I feel like this is just the time for you to be trying something like this. It's just the fall weather,
right?
And go out there and try it out. I'm going to go personally and try it out. Granted, I'm going to see if I can't have some
like a caramely kind of, it's a very caramely kind of taste. So I think anyone who likes caramel, that's almost everyone. So
right.
Yeah. So I think they'll like it. Yes.
Emilio and Jerry, thank you guys for both hopping on here with us and tuning into our broadcast. We have David Sweet from World Juice Bar sharing all things about his business and some of these newer flavors that they have in their place of business. Parker was just sharing that you guys are awesome and his family loves you all. So just giving you that love and support that's there. David, you shared that there is a 15% that you're offering right now for Small Business Week. How are people accessing this? Are they, are they going online? It's automatically there in their cart. Are they walking in and then there's a flyer? I mean, how does someone access this percentage off?
That will be posted. We have a display, a television for our display that's right in front of the store. And we're going to post that on there. We just want to make sure that people see that before they walk in. And we're going to make sure there's signage at the counter so that people know to take that order. Sometimes, you get super busy, you forget about what you're offering. So I want to make sure people know that, and they tell me, oh, you have a discount. And I'm going to definitely redeem that discount for them.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So those of you that are hopping on here and want to go try some of these newer flavors that they have, I would definitely encourage you to try it at any time. But if you're going to go during this week and it's Small Business Week, they have 15% off. Make sure that you mention it, look out for the signs, but also mention it to the people that are there, that you're there for Small Business Week. So David, I always like to kind of share this. Now, I'm so picky. I'm going to say I know what I like. How about that? Let's use that word. And so someone like me, I'm like, oh, sugar, I love it. It doesn't love me. So that being said, you guys have worked around some of those obstacles that I might have. I feel like you also try and do things a little bit to support those that might have dietary restrictions or have health concerns. So what does that look like?
We do have a substitute for regular sugar. We use agave sugar, which has a lower glycemic level, which means if you drink it in, it's not going to be absorbed into your system the same way. It doesn't hit your system like a sugar buzz, and you're not like, whoa, flying as soon as you drink it, right? It's a slower process. And also monk fruit sugar, which is also another additive that has sort of the same aspect to it. It's lower on that glycemic level, and you don't need to use nearly as much to get the sweetness. So it calorie wise, you're saving probably 50% on calories with the monk fruit sugar. I'm trying to figure out what sugar-free substitute to use, but it's kind of hard. So what we do is we sweeten things naturally with fruits. So if I have a drink that needs like apples in it, we'll use the apples or apple juice, or we'll use bananas or pineapple or something like that will sweeten the drink naturally and not add any refined sugar to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so important. And there's so for those that maybe are avoiding like milk product, I know you have some alternatives to that as well.
Yes. We offer almond milk and coconut milk as an alternative to whole milk. And sometimes we'll even offer soy milk if people like it, but I don't see people ordering that as often now. So we're just going pretty much with the almond and the coconut milk.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, I mentioned and I emphasize to everyone that's on here, World Juice Bar at H Mart, because their business has been in operation for over 20 years, 5 years here in Westminster. If you're just now hopping on, we shared how they have gone really into tech and created this awesome commercial that's out there. If you've seen that commercial on TV, let us know. If you haven't, the link is included in the comment section. We also touched on this percentage that they have for Small Business Week, 15% off of any of their products. The signs will be out there. You can go in there and of course ask. Some of the newer products that they have, maybe seasonal, maybe permanent, depends on how much you guys are really into them. But we highly recommend you check this out because they have these awesome alternatives. So from milk alternatives to sugar substitutes that are there to make sure that some of those restrictions that you may have in place are still being met and addressed. But I want to take a step back, David, and I shared this with you before. Sometimes I talk to people like they know exactly what I see in my head and they totally get me and they're on the same page. And then I don't realize fully that they are not with me, right? And so I always think that everybody knows the great stuff. Everyone knows what boba is and what this is. And I'm going to say that not everybody does. There are still people that I run into that I have to kind of take a step back and explain that to. So I'm going to ask you as the expert around this this unique drink that's out there to share a little bit about what that is, right? Let's break that down for people.
Sure. Boba was invented in Taiwan, and it's probably been in existence for at least 20 years. And but it didn't cross over to the States until probably 10 years ago. And boba shops started adopting it, and I would say in the past 2 or 3 years, it's caught on like wildfire. So we were introduced to boba about 15 years ago. My wife bought this boba machine, and I was like, "What is this? What are you talking about?" And then we tried it out, and I was like, "Okay, this is pretty awesome. It's a different concept. You're drinking something, and you also have a little chewy little kind of snack there while you're drinking your beverage. So it's interesting. It's something to get used to, but it's it's a really fun experience, and kids absolutely go hog wild over it. So
Mhm.
you know, bobas are made from what is called the cassava root, and it's like a tapioca, and these are formed into these little balls, and then we just cook them up and serve them, and they're people just love them. I mean, in fact, people kind of get upset if they don't get their bobas. If we don't have them ready, I mean, hey, it's like a lot of trouble in the store. So we scramble to make sure that they're always ready, but they kind of fly off the shelves so fast sometimes we can't even keep up. So
Yeah. That's so awesome. And honestly, for as long as I've known about it and have tried it and everything, I don't think I even knew that it was out of Taiwan. I always thought, for some reason, I was thinking it was a Vietnamese type of drink, but it's actually all over those Asian countries
yes.
and as a very popular type of thing.
Yes, definitely. It was invented there, but Asian culture, just like any other culture, like Latin culture, there are a lot of similarities, and they
Yeah.
catch on to each other. And when it finally made it to the States, it has become super popular. I mean, I remember when we were one of the only shops serving boba in, within a pretty wide radius. But
Mhm.
now, I mean, I look around and there are a ton of shops. So
Yeah.
we're just keeping up now.
That
Yeah.
is so true. Shelly, thank you for hopping on. Good afternoon to you. I just saw your other half this morning at our legislative tour kickoff. So grateful that you're on here with us. David, tell me how that looks for you. You're saying that, it has become so popular that there are a lot of people that now do that. So what sets you guys apart? Why World Juice Bar instead of any of those other people that are out there, right? And this is a question that I think everybody tries to ask themselves in terms of how do I be a little bit more competitive or a little bit more creative and attract that audience? Or maybe you don't do that and you're like, hey, they're going to come whether or not.
Well, to be honest with you, um, us adopting bobas into our menu was just kind of out of necessity, because we were just wanted to make sure that our audience liked what we were doing. We've been a juice bar for 20 years, and we make smoothies and fresh juices. So really, our name is is World Juice Bar. So that's really our focus point. But because we have learned to adopt our skills to other beverages, the the tea part just kind of came naturally. And what what sets us apart is that we make these smoothies, we make different juices, and if people want to add the bobas to those juices or
Mhm.
smoothies, we just add those, and it kind of marries both styles together. And we use real fruit. If we don't have just the flavored drinks, we actually have the fruit the fruit drinks, and I just think it's a perfect marriage between both.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to explain that for sure. So what's something a little unique or maybe a little different that people don't know about you guys or something you haven't shared on the broadcast that you want them to know?
Well, we're definitely with our name World Juice Bar. We are culturally diverse in our menu. Our menu kind of addresses different cultures. You can see in the background, we have the food symbol on one side, and then if you look up top, there's also another symbol of another culture, which is the Kuba cloth, which comes from Africa. So we kind
Okay.
of we're ranging from Asian culture, African culture, Latin culture, just trying to touch on every part of well, I would say what American culture is, which is like a melting pot of
Yeah.
different cultures. So that's why that's what makes us different. We have drinks that are influenced by Latin culture, like our what would we call that, hibiscus, which is they call that Jamaica.
Okay.
and that is a very popular drink as well. And the most of the Asian flavors, everyone knows what those are, but we touch on other things. We use coffee drinks, you know, we use Ethiopian coffee. I mean, we use Thai coffee, Vietnamese, and we just try to touch on all those different areas of the world. So yeah, that's what sets
Yeah.
it apart.
That's awesome because I have seen that that image that you talked about, that little graphic that's along with your logo, and I hadn't put two and two together. And now I feel like, duh, I mean, like that makes total sense. But I love that. I'm so glad that you explained that combination. You also, so when we talked about being in business for 20 years, right? It wasn't all a storefront. It wasn't all retail necessarily. So talk to us what that looked like, and is that still in your business model?
I think it actually helped to make us really durable because we were in the we got into the what would you call the festival circuit for many years. I mean, I think we started out at an elementary school, at my son's elementary school, when he was like in fifth or sixth grade, and no, I think he was like fourth grade. Okay, so we started out when he was like in fourth grade. We put on an event for some kids, and the kids went nuts, and we were like, "What? We are on to something here," and we decided to keep going with it. And it was just a natural progression. And every summer we would go to the what the Taste of Colorado, the People's Fair. We did the let's see, Indy. There was actual a Grand Prix race. I mean, a lot of different things we were doing that allowed us to I guess what you call cut our teeth on the business. We became really tough because we didn't realize how demanding the festival business is. I mean, you look up and you have a line of like 40 people, and you have to take care of all those people. And we learned how to adapt to it, and it toughened us up. So it made us into what we are right now. We can handle. We're not scared. You know what I mean? We're not going to break
Yeah.
down when business comes. We're ready to take it on. Whatever they throw at us, we're ready to take it on. So that's kind of our point of view, is that we, you know,
Yeah.
you give
And
us the
that,
word, we'll do it.
yeah. And that was in the form of a food truck, like kind of a beverage truck that you
Well,
guys
you know,
used
it didn't
to
even start. Well, it didn't even start out as a truck.
have. Okay.
We had a trailer, and
Okay.
then we worked our way up to a truck. Yeah,
Wow.
and we still have our van. So
Okay.
yeah, still rolling with that one.
Okay, awesome. So people can still connect with you on that side of the business for
Yeah,
any private
yeah,
events or
yes,
functions, and
yeah. Functions
have
and
you guys come
delivery.
out.
Yes.
That's awesome. So we're close to our 30-minute mark. So here's what I want to ask you. What is a phone number that people can call you at?
Okay. Our number is 303-955-2182.
Awesome. And then if I were to ask you where you are located, what's the best address for that?
It's 5036 West 92nd Avenue, Westminster, Colorado, 80031, inside the H Mart.
Thank you. Sorry about that. There was an ambulance that was passing by, so I had to mute myself for a quick second. But yes, I have included that for those of you that are interested and have not dropped in or popped by. They're right off of the corner of 92nd and Sheridan. The exact address is included in the chat section for you inside of the H Mart. Of course, they're on YouTube. They're also on Facebook. They're on almost everything that's social media. As I've shared with you guys, the direct link for the YouTube commercial is included in the chat section as well. And believe it or not, we're nearly to our 30-minute mark. So I do want to thank you for being on here with me, David. And of course, for all of you that have been tuned in. If you end up watching this later on and we're no longer live, you could still give me the hashtag replay so I know you tuned in. If you thought of a question or comment you didn't get a chance to ask us, you can always do that here on this video or DM the page. This is National Small Business Week specific, Westminster Small Business Week. And what we're doing is 3 different ways that we're supporting our small businesses. Find the video from yesterday so you can get a full recap of what that looks like
Awesome.
But it is all businesses. It is our members as well. They have kind of some exclusive perks. So make sure that you engage with us throughout the week. More importantly, make sure that you support those businesses. And it does not have to be financial. Okay. So we talked about that in the video yesterday. You can do things like sharing whatever they post, following them on their social platforms, sharing it out to others in your network. I mean, all of this is ways that you can support this small business here in our community that's celebrating their 5-year anniversary. So we will be back on here tomorrow for a broadcast at 11 a.m. But between now and then, you'll be seeing some promo posts and additional content that we post out. Again, I want to thank all of you for being a part of this video, for engaging with us, and of course for you, David, for carving out the time to be with us this afternoon. You have one more thing for me.
Oh,
or you were saying thank you?
No, I'm just saying thank you. And you're a star too.
I am. I have been stopped I kid you not, every other day people are stopping me and asking me, were you in that commercial? And at first I was taking credit, right? I'm like, oh yes, I was in a commercial, and not even knowing that I actually was. I was like, sure, if people think I'm on TV, why not? And then when I finally started asking and they told me that it was connected to the World Juice Bar, it's like, oh, this is legitimately, I actually am in a commercial. So find the video, find the commercial, support them. And of course, thank you all. Happy Small Business Week. We'll be back on here. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.